Greetings shipmates, let's make mistakes. This game features UhtredTheBold in his Ibuki, trying to out-Ibuki our clanmate and clan leader, the Hillock, in the video that I put up onto this channel earlier on today. So if you haven't had a chance to view that one, you can view it first, and then come back and watch this one afterwards, and see which one you prefer, who Ibuki better, or who Ibuki badly, or just who did well. A few things to point out early doors here. Yes, he has remembered to get his boat dressed for the occasion. It is the white camo. He's not a complete idiot. Not always, anyway. I did question him on his consumable choice as well, but as he did point out, and a fair comment, that he doesn't always run defensive AA and spotter plane as consumable items, because more often than not, once you stick the plane out and you spread out the first wave of fighters from a CV, they tend to leave you alone, because they don't know that you've tried to save yourself 22,500 credits on each premium consumable item, and you're just being a bit tight. However, that may come into play later on in this video, it may not, but what we are going to see here is 20 minutes of his off-grid of how to Ibuki properly. Now, as I mentioned in the earlier video, you generally don't want to be getting in. This is not a brawling ship. Well, it's not a close-range brawling ship anyway. If you can describe brawling as launching shells at things from the absolute maximum distance this boat will allow you to fire from with those 203mm guns, which is normally at a range of around 15 kilometers-ish, then that's what you can expect to see. This is a mistakes were made video though, so of course you can also expect to see some interesting choices. The kind of choices that would normally get all of your men requiring a rescue party from your nearest salvation of the dinghies, and anybody else that might want to drop by and pick you up. So we've gone ourselves across to Charlie Cap, so we're going to do a bit of travelling during this game. We're quite high up on Charlie, there's fighters already there, and there's something in the cap. But what's noticeable is the Benson's not doing anything there, and you may have noticed in chat they're not too keen on the Z23 down in the Alpha Cap, trying to win the game against the Benson, the Miyoko and whatever else is coming down there, because they're clearly not alone. But our intrepid explorer over here is looks like he was trying to go for one of his renowned island ditches. Of course they're all planned and never a mistake, which is complete crap, because he crashed into islands a lot. Actually, he's renowned for crashing into islands. However, he's managed not to crash into an island this time, and he has sent some torpedoes in the direction of that York. And now we decided to open the guns up. Maybe a little bit earlier might have been a bit more useful while they were still capping. However, not with not much else to shoot in this seriously lacking environment. The York will have to do for now. The tier 7 York, running himself away, doesn't really fancy this. But our intrepid Uhtred here is just pushing back away now. The York is running away, and there's a Fijian Benson who's decided to join the game, and now pushing in towards the Sea Cat. There's a Bertan low there and a Vanguard, so safety may be required. York pushing himself around the back, the Orleans cutting across the front. Uhtred's got the hammer down, reaching full knots. Decided probably not much more over here for him now, which is a shame, because he probably could have pushed in through, but without the DD actually turning up, he'd already made a decision to turn the ship around and head off in pastures anew, which is fair enough. Quick check on where the York's going. Might as well get those guns out. Don't need to carry the ordnance around any longer than necessary. If it's in the pipe, get it away. See if we can get some damage on the board. He's not interested where the shells are going, so I'm just watching the damage counter, but no, they haven't landed. Cheeky little Shiratsu making a run for freedom there. Vanguard pushing round the corner towards Charlie as well. No sign of the Bertan from earlier. He seems to have done one, which is probably a wise decision knowing what's coming in there now. But the CV is in play, he can keep that spotted. And we are only one ship down aside. And Charlie is now being flipped. So onwards and upwards, and away we go. Vanguard decides to show himself into range, so he loses some ordnance over there, and now there's an Edinburgh that's popped up as well. Not spectacular so far, but functional, shall we say. He's covering some mileage here, spreading himself around the field, letting everybody know what's going on. Little HE salvo there to the Edinburgh. Thought he might have switched to some AP there, but he did get a fire. Now that never happens when I play this boat. Not on the first volley. But bravo for him. Shiratsu is still pushing away, so he's not too much of an issue. The Misery is close to the island there, so he's putting himself at risk from those Edinburgh torpedoes. Does that bother our intrepid captain here in the Ibuki? No, it does not. North Carolina's now going to receive some treatment. She's already burning, so we'll see if we can get another fire over there. Now you'll notice during all of this that the WASD hacks are being heavily abused. We're full speed, we're stop, we're quarter, we're half, we're to port, we're to starboard, we're everything but straight lines and same speed, because that makes things easy for things to shoot at you. Just see some ordnance leave the NC, maybe that's for us, maybe it's not. Luckily it's not, it's for the Turpits. The plane goes up. Maybe expecting something to come along other than fighters, but it's got a long duration on it, so if any fighters do happen to wander this way in the next 5 minutes and 43 seconds, there's at least a start of being able to deal with something. As Uhtred pushes himself back up and away. Now I know he rather fancies the look at his A-cap. Alpha's looking a bit forlorn at the moment, but we do have 2 caps, so what's the rush? There's plenty of time left in this game. And we're off. The terrible, le turd, le shit is pushing itself into the Bravo cap at the moment. I've got no understanding or get any reason for that boat to exist. It's just pointless. It's fast, great, congratulations. There's no kebab. It's no gunboat. It's just a liability. That's what it is, a liability. As I say that, the Turpits has just been torpedoed by it. So you see, he's got himself into a horrible position in there as well, but he's dancing with the Leningrad, so something may come of it, something may not. But right now, the enemy are now leading 3-4, contesting the cap. And the Leningrad is making mistakes. Perhaps we should throw him a division invite. But our Ibuki has managed to get rid of him. And the Terrible has also managed to rid us of the Leningrad as well, who drove in side on for a scuffle at point blank range. Yeah, not going to end well, is it? Right, so we've got to look out at this York over here now. Megami just off the starboard side. York pushing away. 46 381 back in their favour. AP shells are out.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Throw that man a dinghy. These guns are brilliant. If you're going to show the side of your ship to it and it's got AP loaded in the pipe, it's going to hurt. Ask the York, he'll tell you all about it. But not right now. So we are doing what you should be doing in the Ibuki now, playing at max range. Looking at the distribution of their ships. We have map control around Charlie and flanking. Bravo is now being taken. And the last spotting of the Benson was way down by Alpha. But the Ibuki is not spotted at the moment, as he's just alluded to in chat as well. He is not open. He's decided to open up on the Misery though and immediately change course. That's a full speed turn coming up. Just trying to get those defending flags going. This is what the Ibuki excels at now. Playing at range, changing course, firing those guns, just getting the resets, getting the fires and just plinking the damage slowly as we go along. And that's going to set the theme for the rest of this game. The Edinburgh's decided he fancies some of that as well. And there we go, we got another 2 defending ribbons there coming from courtesy of the Misery. Doesn't seem to be too bothered either about the Ibuki. More often than not, you do see the guns tend to ignore the Ibuki. It's just a cruiser, it's not a threat. But it will burn you, and it will burn you hard. And there's another fire to prove the point. If you let these things roam around the ocean, shooting at you without reply, then at your peril you're going to burn. You're going to suffer dearly for it. And now, of all the miseries leaving the cat from the looks of it, I don't think he's going to be able to stop. The Benson's just been spotted way up top by the Essex, which is a problem if you're the Essex. But the Edinburgh has managed to cap out Bravadoh now. As you can see from the timer at the top, the game is now flipping in the favour of the Reds. Now, after quick check of the size of his cojones, we decided that Alpha's probably not a bad place to head down to. We know the Benson's not there now. We know the misery, however, is pushing around from Bravo. And the Shiratsuyu and the Ibuki are spotted around Bravo. In for a penny, in for a pound. So Uhtred's now decided that his play at range cruiser is now going to be a let's go and cap something DD. Now it's got decent concealment, so it's not entirely impossible. But with the DDs up there out of the way, should be alright. And as he's pointed out in chat, if the Benson's the only DD, he needs to go and cap. But the Benson's on a little mission of his own down there. He's obviously gone through his list of missions, seen one on there that says go and spot the CV, or drive all the way around the back of the map and go and kill one. And he's really set his heart on doing this from the looks of things as well. Thank you very much for playing. Together, everyone achieves more team. But that doesn't matter, does it? He's got his own agenda. Let him play on. So he's steaming down towards the Alpha cap now. The Edinburgh's decided that probably best if he gets out of Alpha as well. Carries on his merry way. And just to make matters worse, the Ibuki has just relieved the Greens Orleans of his life. And now the ship count is even. They have 2 caps. 5 minutes on the timer left to win. Yeah, it's not going particularly well now, whereas it started well. They've spread too many guns out and fed themselves too many one at a time down the side. The litters of black silhouettes around the cap are testament to that. But the Richelieu does bring one back and does remove that Benson from the game, which is rather handy. Now I can only imagine here that Uhtred's getting excited. You can see the CV coming towards him. He's managed to make it into the cap. Slowed the boat down. See if he can get the cap done. Just checking with the torpedoes there to see what direction the Essex is going in. But I believe he's turning back and away. So a chance to torpedo him. They're not particularly good now, are they? Now, what haven't we seen for a while? I haven't seen the Shiratsuyu for a little while. Haven't seen the Ibuki for a little while either. Yep, another quick examination on the size of those cojones has decided in a drive a little bit deeper into south. Questionable? Possibly. Rewarding? Maybe. We shall see, I suppose, we shall see. But he has managed to flip the cap back in the green team's favour. Points are coming back up again. They've now got a 100-point lead, and now it's in the green's favour. But look at this, the Edinburgh's turned up. Planes are on the way in. Little look at those aircraft. AA's been fired. We're still on torpedoes at the moment, thinking maybe we should be on the guns perhaps. Don't get tunnel vision. Let's get those guns round to the huge amount of ships that are now heading in his direction. That's the Edinburgh and the Ibuki. Dive bombers are coming in. The CV's just moved himself into gun range as well. It's lost a set of torpedo tubes off from the starboard side, which is a bit of a pain. Nose turn, and he's just lost one set of port torpedoes as well. Going for the gap. Still a fire in the guns. Assumably we're waiting to see if we can get undetected and move away. Planes are starting to move out, and yes, without firing his guns, he's managed to successfully disengage And now we're going to be assuming the traditional Ibuki role of running away, playing at distance, waiting for people in Edinburgh to drive into caps. And if you're very, very lucky, the same player will decide to turn into a cap in his nice Eddie, slam on the brakes, shove it hard left while he thinks about smoking up, and show you the broadside of his boat. Which is clearly what Uhtred's thinking as we switch to AP. There's the broadside. There is a large amount of ordnance. And there's the second captain. All overboard, lads. Man the life rafts. Brilliant. I really enjoy that one. And now we have the Ibuki pushing in. Now things maybe starting to get a little bit questionable. Because Bravo's being flipped. Alpha is obviously, they're in the process of trying to do that. But if he keeps the Ibuki moving towards him. Look at the health as we start this battle. That was a full health Ibuki. And Uhtred is on 10,000. He's pursuing. And Uhtred is kiting away. It's easier to shoot at a ship that's chasing you than it is to shoot at a ship that is driving towards you. But shoot he will. Rack up those ribbons we will as well. We're up to 11 defended flags now. He's now decided to turn in. There's another fire. The hill's running. Stick some torps out as well, why not? Rude not to. Get the boat turned. Get the bow in. And get the 3 guns on the front working instead. See, we know that Shiratsuyu and the Misery are coming this way as well. We have lost the, was it the Megami that was capping B? He's a goner. There's a big hit. And there's 2 big hits on the Ibuki as well. See, that's the trade. He's firing HE. Uhtred has gone for the big AP because he's got the side of his boat to shoot at. He's down to 2,000. And bear in mind, we started this fight with basically what we're on now, and that was a full health Ibuki. He really wants this cap. So he's fully committed to this now. This is all in. Has to be dealt with. There's no getting away with this. This has got to be a trade, one way or the other. One set of tubes are down. He's trying to bring all the guns to bear now. The AP's armed. And the Ibuki hasn't learnt his lesson the first time. He's going to learn it now. 3 citadels, 1 destroyed ship, Ibuki down. And that was full health. Unfortunately though, he's going to swallow the torpedoes. But what he's done is he's bought his team enough time to secure the Bravo cap. Push away. We got some hits over there on the Shiratsuyu that was pushing in, and we got some speculative torpedoes going out on the Shiratsuyu as well. We'll stay with this one until we end, just to see where it finishes. But Ibuki games, how does it rank? Was it as good as what the Hillock produced? Was it better? It's going to be open for interpretation. But look at that, just missed the Shiratsuyu as well, and a cool name as well. But he did what all good Ibuki should do. Didn't get too close to the action. Got the resets in. Pushed when you needed to push. And didn't really risk too much. Right at the end was a good example of, was it worth a trade? Yeah, probably by the end it was. Because it's brought the scores level. They're down to those 2 ships now. They're not going to move any further in here without that DD coming out. And our CV, the Essex, is still flying around. He's still got planes in the air. There's a minute on the clock. 2 caps are flipped. And the Richelieu doesn't really need to do much. Now he hasn't got push. As Uhtred said in chat a few seconds ago. Group up for AA. They're going to turn around. Bring the A back. Run the timer down. And I think we're going to call that one a win. Shiratsuyu's gone undetected. The Essex is still hanging around. This is all Uhtred's camera work, by the way. It's not mine. I just recorded the replay and put the noise over the top of it. Someone has been lucky enough to receive a compliment. I do not know who it was. Maybe he will put in the comments under it who was it that was the recipient of the compliment in that game. You could probably speculate yourself amongst who it probably was. It may have even been the Essex, although I would be very surprised. He's not renowned for complimenting CVs. And there we go. We are running down into the last 10 seconds. That game is put to bed. We'll have a quick look at the score screens afterwards. But in between that, do like and subscribe to the video and comment below and on the other video if you think there's anything that you'd like to specifically mention. And all that remains for me is to say, on behalf of Uhtred and the Hillock who provided the Ibuki videos, thank you gents. Until we sync again, this is Captain Bravadoh out. Thanks for watching.